Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. I'm live. I got my cup of tea and I'm all waiting to get started. I'm going to put some magic cream on while I'm waiting for you all to arrive. My hair's starting to stick up in the air. Hello. I'm going to wait for people to join me. I hope they get notified. Right, let me get my magic cream out. Oh, I've got 3 people all of a sudden. Hello, Stacey. Nice of you to join me. Thank you. Hello. I'm just getting my magic cream out. Where's my skincare gone? Oh, what have I done with my... You see? Bad start. Where's my skincare? Skincare. Where are you? Just hold on a minute. Where is my skincare? Just hold on. Sorry to put my back to you all, but I just got to get my hobble on my air cast and get my skincare. Here we are. It's right behind me. It's right behind me. That was a good start, wasn't it? Okay. So how is everyone today? So I have no idea what I'm going to do today, but I have an idea and I don't have an idea. Was waiting for you to click straight on your live. Hi, Ali. It's Shazia again. Hello, Shazia. I have an idea, a concept, but I don't have an idea of what I'm going to use. So I thought today, a while back, when I was doing lives, a spontaneous idea came to my mind just as I was doing makeup. And we had such fun doing it. I thought we could do it again today. And so what this idea was is we basically had this story. We started a story and everybody, I'm just putting magic cream on. We started a story and everyone contributed to the story. And we use this story around makeup. So to give you an idea, hello, Leslie. To give you an idea how this worked is I said, right, I'm going on a date with a guy on one of these dating sites, and he's really shy, and I'm an extrovert opera singer, and I was putting on the diva look, and we had this real hoot at kind of doing this story. So I thought today, I've got my Charlotte Tilbury to hand. I haven't got any other makes to hand. They're all still boxed up. But I thought today is we could start a story. Not too extravagant one, please, because I've got to go and pick my son up. Is magic cream suitable for oily skin? Yes, but you might find it a little bit... It's very moisturizing. I mean, the thing is with oily skin is that you still need to hydrate your skin, but you don't want it to feel... I wouldn't put too much on. I think there's probably better products out there if you've got oily skin. The only reason I'm hesitating is because it's such a good primer for your makeup. It really helps your makeup to glide across. If you've got oily skin, I tell you what I would recommend is a jojoba oil. And the reason that jojoba oil is really good is that it's not really an oil, but your skin thinks that it is. And what happens, exactly, it is very rich, Leslie. What happens is that your skin thinks, oh, I've got too much oil. I'll stop producing it then. And it stops producing oil. So I'd recommend, if you've got oily skin at night, that you use cold pressed organic jojoba oil. You can get any make, it doesn't matter, but it needs to be cold pressed and organic because obviously it's going near your face. And you put that on at night and it will moisturize your face, but it will also help to balance out your oil production. And it does work because I went through a phase of getting very oily nose. And as I started to hit the menopause, and my makeup was getting all slidey, and I used it for a while and it settled down, because your skin thinks that it's an oil and therefore it stops producing its own oil, but at the same time it moisturizes your skin. In the day, I'd probably use something a bit lighter, an oil-free lotion. I think Magic Cream is good, but if you wanted to use it, I would go very lightly because it is very rich. Yeah, so now let me see, what's it say? Menopause, how old am I? I'm 49. I'm 49. Yeah, so yes, it's definitely that time has come upon me. I'm not quite through it yet, but I'm going through it. So, talking of which, let's use a little bit of Brightening Youth Glow. So, I want you to decide my look today. I thought we could do a look around a story. So, like a concept, right? This is going to be a look for, I don't know. I don't know whether this is going to work. And if you don't come up with ideas, I'll just play it by ear. Let's just have a chat. I'm so tired at the moment. So tired. Been doing so much. I set up a television this morning. My other half would freak out, and my dad, if he knew that I'd done that. But you see, when you've got a back condition and you've had it all your life, you work out how to do things without harming your back. Kind of pivot and sit on the floor and maneuver so that you're not actually lifting anything. People that don't have bad backs, they just immediately lift, whereas I don't do that. So I managed to figure it out without lifting it, getting it on the stand and everything without lifting the telly. It's on the floor. I didn't lift it up onto a stand or anything, but yeah, I did that. This thing always looks odd. Right. What foundation shall I use? I've got all three of Charlotte Tilbury's. I've got Magic, I've got Airbrushed, and I've got Light Wonder. Thank you, Shoshana. Which one? I'm going to get you to choose today, because I really don't have a clue what I am going to use. Loved your new, oh, hang on. Loved your, let's have a look at the comments. Loved your new CT eyeshadow videos. Both looks were beautiful. I got my palette, love it. Can you do a look where you're going for, oh, here we go. We've got a story. Thanks, Linda. Can you do a look where you're going for a lunch with friends, but your ex will be there? Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you, Linda. So I'm going for a lunch, but my ex... Now, can I get a bit more information? Is this an ex that I don't want to see? Or is this an ex that I want to think, oh, look what you missed. You treated me badly, and I want you to see now what you missed out on. Am I kind of... So is it kind of, I want to look natural, but like, oh, I just look like this all the time, but to wow him and make him regret. Is that what we're going for? An ex who broke your heart. Yeah, look what you missed. Okay. Oh, it's got to be Airbrush Flawless, hasn't it then? I think. It's got to be Airbrush Flawless. Yeah, and up yours, look. I really got to do something about my new glasses, because they're pressing here, look. And I don't know why, because they're plastic. I don't understand why they're causing me that. There isn't, like, there's no metal bits or anything. Right, let's go for it then. So we're going to do some Airbrush Flawless. And I think we better put some Flawless filter underneath then, hadn't we? Because I need to glow. I know I've just put Brightening Youth Glow on a bit, but we need to glow. We need to glow and look bright. I'm going to mix a bit of 5 and 3 together. Now, this foundation brush is by Tarte, but it's very like a bigger version of Charlotte's Hollywood brush. So just another idea for a good brush to apply your airbrush foundation. So I'm just going to mix it on my face. So that's number 3. And I'm just going to put a little bit of number 5 on as well, because I'm in that in between. 3 was always too light, but I didn't like 4 on me. It looked too grey. Could you maybe do a makeup collection video at some point? Yes. So what you want to show you what's in my collection. I'll tell you when I will do that. I won't do it just yet because everything's boxed up when we're going to be moving again. But once I've moved in to my permanent home, I'm going to be setting up my beauty room. And once I've done that, then I can easily show you my collection. At the moment, everything's in boxes, so it would mean having to unpack everything. And we might be moving again soon. But it won't be long. As soon as I move into my new place that we're staying in permanently, I will definitely do it, because I'm going to get some furniture for the bedroom, hopefully, and yeah. So yeah, I'd love to do that. I'll give you a little tour of my beauty room, because I haven't had a beauty room. I've never even had a dressing table, ever, because I haven't had the space. So I can't wait to have a dressing table with lights and just all my makeup in one place, not stuck in boxes, but organised in drawers. I just can't wait. So yes, that would be the perfect time to kind of show off my collection. At the moment, we're in between houses. It's been stressful because I haven't sold my flat. I'll just tell you, I'm just mixing airbrush, the neutral and the warm in shade 7.5 together. It's been really stressful because I've got my heart tied into this new build, which is perfect in every way, because the main thing is, hello Shahina, the main thing is that it's future-proof for me, because you may have already heard this, but if you haven't and you're new to me, so my disability is such that because of my tethered cord, my disability is my mobility is deteriorating year on year. And I've been told it's quite likely that in the next 5 to 10 years, I will be in a wheelchair full time. And so I want to future-proof whatever home I go into. I want to make sure that I can manoeuvre a wheelchair around it, that there's a lift in, that things are just kind of generally set up so that I'm able to get around and cope. I don't like bungalows. People have suggested it, but I just don't like them. No disrespect to anyone that lives in a bungalow, by the way. It's just personally, I just don't like the feeling of sleeping on the ground floor. It just makes me feel too vulnerable. I just like having the privacy of your bedroom, especially also when visitors come round. So this house that I've got my eye on and that I've reserved is perfect. There is room not only for a stair lift, but there is room for me to actually get a lift put in. And going up to the box room, there's always a box room in a house. And I've got my heart set on it. In fact, we all have, but I may lose it, because if I don't sell my flat in time, by the time it's ready, they'll put it out on general release and someone else could nab it before me. So at the moment, I'm quite stressed about that, because I'm dealing with estate agents in London, and not all of them are very good. They don't get back to you. I got in touch with Purple Bricks because I was told they're really good, and they didn't get back to me. And then I chased them up and they said, we haven't got anyone in your area to assign to you. So I'm not impressed with Purple Bricks. We haven't got anyone assigned to your area who can come and value your place. So anyway, I'm just dealing with lots of estate agents and trying to get my flat sold and trying not to have somebody completely whittle me down so I've got next to nothing to buy my new home with, which, you know, in London especially, people that are buying flats, sorry, I'm going on and on and on, but people that are buying flats in London that they want just to live in the week, which is what my flat really is for. Tiny flat that you live in during the week because you've got a job in the city. They're going to start negotiating down, and you've got to be pretty gutsy and which, you know, I can be, but it's stressful. Otherwise, they'll just whittle you down to nothing, and then you'll end up with no money to buy your new home with, or not enough left over to buy nice furniture with. So that's where I'm at the moment. So I'm really tired a lot of the time. I'm sorry, this is a bit moany, but I'm just to let you know that, you know, if you've not been hearing from me for a while, it's not that I don't care. I couldn't wait to come back and see you guys because you're all so encouraging and so positive and you keep me going. So actually, you are my kind of retreat. But if you don't hear from me in a while, that's why. It's just that it's quite stressful. But as I said about that lady that's doing YouTube, you know, put it all into perspective when I heard what that lady's going through, Samantha, and, you know, I think there are lots of people with a lot worse problems, but it's just a very stressful time. So I'm now going to put on Magic Away. I'm not going to bother with colour corrector. I've just been watching Wayne Goss's video about stop putting colour corrector on like a YouTuber, which kind of perplexed me because he's done a few videos of saying stop doing this and that like a YouTuber. And I don't know what that means. Does anyone know what that means? Because, you know, Lisa Eldridge is a YouTuber and Nikki Tutorials is a YouTuber, and both of them apply their makeup in a completely different way. She's on a road trip now, is she? Oh, great. So I don't know what, and Wayne is a YouTuber, so I don't know what he means by stop doing things like a YouTuber. It just seems it feels like calling yourself a YouTuber is a bad word. It's like a swear word. And it's a bit negative. I don't understand it. But I love Wayne, don't get me wrong, but it perplexes me when he talks like that. I tried the samples of Magic Foundation Shade 1 was better for me. However, both Shade 1 and 2 was okay. Should I get one Ed in Airbrush Foundation, do you think? Both Shade 1 and 2 was okay. Shade 1 was better for me. Oh, in Magic. Okay, Shade 1 in Magic was better for you. So Shade 1 was better than Shade 0 in Magic. I would have a look at Shade 2. If you're 1 in Magic, 1 neutral, I would look at 2 neutral in Airbrush. Because it's generally one above. You haven't got 0 to try. So Shade 1 was okay. Was it perfect? Was it too light? Was it too dark? If it was on the dark side of okay, then you're probably okay with 1N in Airbrush. If it was on the lighter side of okay, then... Is that right? Yes, if it was on the lighter side of okay. Perfect, slightly light. It was slightly light for you. Okay. So then you should be all right with 1N. That's right. If it was slightly light, then it means that you're probably a bit lower. No, it doesn't, does it? Hang on. Let me think. If it was slightly light for you, I'm trying to think this through. If 1 was slightly light, then that means you probably need to be 2. Doesn't it? Yes, it does. It does. I had to think then. If shade 1 in Magic is slightly light, then you definitely need 2. Because these foundations are generally 1 shade darker than Magic. Okay? So you definitely would need 2, I would say, if it was on the light side, Magic. Because Magic, I'm 6.75. This foundation, I'm 7.5. Does that make sense? He was quite sad about the abuse he gets in his videos, and nobody should be abusive. Nobody should be abusive, and I think if that's happening, then you should report it to the police, quite frankly. I think there's a few people talk about YouTuber makeup. It's like Instagram makeup, like it's some kind of... I think I know what they're getting at, but there's a lot of different people doing YouTube makeup. It gets darker when it dries. It does. Yes, it does. But... No, sorry, it doesn't get darker. I'm getting confused now. Sorry. A few people have said it gets darker when it dries, have they? Because actually mine gets lighter when it dries. Sorry, I'm confusing you, Stacey. Mine gets lighter. If you look at my first impression, part 2, I took half of the foundation off my face. You know, when I first applied it was really yellow, and then I let it dry down, it went lighter. Now, unless the lighter shades are getting darker and the darker shades are getting lighter, my experience is they get lighter when they dry down. Yes, Linda says hers do as well. So I would go for 2N. Definitely. Sorry, I'm having my cup of tea. If Magic was a little bit on the fair side in shade 1, I would definitely look at shade 2. Right, I've done my concealer. Did I? No, I didn't do... Did I do under my eyes? I can't remember what I'm doing. No, because I didn't get my shade 6. Where's my shade 6 gone? Oh, where's my shade 6? Right. Just dabbing that under my eyes. I get nervous when people say they trust me because I know I would definitely think that. I hope I've got it right, because it's so difficult when I can't see you. But that is definitely, I mean, Charlotte was giving advice to Really Ree, and Really Ree is normally shade 3 in Charlotte's foundations, and Charlotte told her to go for shade 4 and it was perfect. So that's the advice that Charlotte was giving as well. And I think Shoshana told me that the makeup artists in Charlotte Tilbury in Sephora were being told to go a little bit darker, knowing that it dries down fairer. So, yeah. Right. So I'm trying to dress to impress now, aren't I? So I really want to draw attention to my eyes. I want some eyes to mesmerize or hypnotize. I could do the last thing. Oh, I've got somebody. Oh no, are they coming to my door? No, they're going to the neighbours. I thought I was getting a delivery then. I thought, that's weird, I haven't ordered anything. But I think he's going to the neighbours. I have to keep watching because the doorbell's a bit temperamental and it doesn't always ring. But I think he's going to the neighbours. Pretty certain he is. Okay, I could do Seduce Glow. But that's a bit over the top, I think. I want to look like I just look like this kind of thing. Look, this one. No, that's too over the top. It's not subtle enough. I'm going to go for something else. Okay, I know. I'm going to start off with a colour chameleon. A colour chameleon. And let's have a look. I haven't used one of those. I was watching Charlotte putting on a colour chameleon. Dark pearl. Dark pearl. Definitely dark pearl. So this colour chameleon is the one that she suggests for brown eyes. Hi everyone, I saw Wayne's video and I thought he looked close to tears. Yeah, he did, didn't he? I think YouTube, you know, it's a bit of a double-edged sword. And I definitely, you know, I had some really, it wasn't violent comments, but I had a really nasty comment on one of my first videos and I actually nearly gave up and just deleted my channel from a fellow YouTuber. Obviously, I'm not going to mention names, but it was like, come and watch a proper review. What are you doing here? Kind of thing. And it was quite hurtful because it was one of my first videos when I was feeling quite self-conscious. And then I just thought to myself, you know what? I've got to just stomach things like that and not stomach them, but actually deal with it because it's going to happen on YouTube. Now, obviously, if he's getting violent threats of violence, then to me, that's a no-brainer. He should report it to the police. Especially if they've written it, he's got evidence then that he can present. That's what I would do if anyone threatened me with violence, and certainly in writing. I missed out the foundation. I used airbrush because the story is that I am going to meet a friend. We've got a little story going and you can, hello Terry, you can add to the story, by the way. I'm going to meet a friend for coffee and I know that my ex is going to be there and he treated me really badly. So I want him to see what he's missing. So that's my remit for my makeup. Thank you, Stacey. Thankfully, you know what? These bad comments are once in a blue moon. Unfortunately, they always seem to get you when you're at your most vulnerable, and maybe there's something in that. But to be honest, compared to the amount of love and support I get, it's nothing. And I eventually just came back and said, you know what? You know, I said, I go and watch your review. That's fine. I'm not telling people not to watch your review, but don't promote yourself by putting me down. That's what I said. Don't promote yourself by putting me down because that's nasty. So, you know, keep your comments beautiful. Beauty isn't just about what you stick on your face. I put it a bit more succinctly than that. I said, you know, I've never told anyone, don't go and just watch me. And that's what I'd never say to somebody, oh, come and watch a proper review, don't watch hers. Why would you do that? I would think, I want everyone to watch every review. You find all different styles and techniques and, you know, you watching another channel doesn't affect me. So it's just seemed a bit of a childish thing to say, to be honest. Right, okay, so let's see. Yes, it lightens. You have to have my John Lewis card. You're all chatting to one another, I think. John Lewis cards are very good. My dad keeps giving me his vouchers for John Lewis because he's got a John Lewis card. And after you spend a lot, you get vouchers. And he collects them up and just hands them to me. He goes, I'm not going to use them. I bought myself some perfume with one. Actually, really lovely new perfume. I've got to stop chatting and get on. Now, what am I going to put on my eyes? I bought myself a really lovely perfume. I smelt it in a magazine. And I thought that's what I'm going to spend my vouchers on as a little treat because I was feeling stressed with the move. And it's a perfume by Yves Saint Laurent. And it's called Libre, Libre. And if you like, it is floral. It's so difficult to describe this perfume. It's floral, but it's also got a masculinity to it as well. And it could almost be a unisex perfume. And I just love it. Really, really love it. When you spray it on, it smells like it's going to be strong, but it doesn't. It really dies down beautifully and just love it. Libre, Libre. Go and have a sniff or get a magazine with a sample because they're actually trying to kind of promote it at the moment. Now I'm thinking eye makeup. I've put a bit of that on, but I want to kind of cover it with something. And I'm just trying to have a think while I'm chatting to you all what I'm going to put on. I think Uptown Girl. That's a bit of giving it to him, isn't it? I'm an Uptown Girl now. What was that comment that I just missed? It doesn't seem to dry down on you, Stacey. That's strange, because mine dries down so quickly that I can't mix two colours together. Do you put a lot of moisturiser under your eyes? And if so, do you let it sink in enough? Because that is the complete opposite of what happens with me. I mean, I do have very dry under eyes, but I do moisturise it a lot. It stays tacky. Isn't it strange how different things behave on different skin? Because mine dries down really fast. Now, I'm going to put the prime shade of... I'm using the Uptown Girl palette, which is this one. And I'm going to put the prime shade on in that inner corner to make my eyes nice and bright. You do skincare long before you apply. Does anyone else find the Magic Vanish stays tacky? Because on me, it dries down to kind of a powder-like consistency. So I don't... But I do have very dry under eyes. So that's a bit strange. Now I'm going to put on the Enhance. I don't know what to answer there. You're stumping me with your questions, Stacey, today. I'm going to put the Enhance shade on. I don't know whether I'm going to use much of the smoke because that's really dark and I don't want to look overly done up. No, don't you worry. I just, there's no need to say sorry. I'm just having a laugh with you. I love having questions that stump me because then I start asking other people what's happening with theirs and I get to find out what works on what skins and what doesn't work. And I learn so much. So someone asked me whether this new foundation had fragrance in it, because they can't use foundation with fragrance in it. and I went and looked it up. And I know now that this one does, Magic doesn't, and Light Wonder does. So if anyone asks me again, I've immediately got the answer. So I love questions that stump me. I just can't think why it's doing that on you. Unless it's the batch. What happens when you powder it? Is it all right then? It should be all right once you set it, or does it still stay tacky? I know this sounds like a bit of a cop-out, me saying this, but I would definitely contact Charlotte Tilbury and ask them why it's doing that. Because maybe you've got a funny batch, because it doesn't... It's the least tacky one that I've ever used. That's why I'm just a bit shocked by it. Now, I just put some of the smoke shade just to line under my eyes. And then I'm just going to take that along here at the top. And just take the smoke shade just to very lightly line my eyes. I don't want to overline them because I want to accentuate my eyes without it looking too overdone. And then I'll use some of the pop shade. That one looks like it's got less eyeshadow on it. Let me just go back in with that enhanced shade. Right, and then I'm going to take the pop shade, which is quite bright and sparkly. And then I will use liner, but I'll use it in my waterline. And what I will do, actually, is I'll use Elizabeth Violet, because that will be a nice contrast. Either that or navy. Looks dry with powder, but stays tacky. I definitely email them, because that doesn't sound right to me. And maybe you've got a funny batch. Really does not sound right. So yeah, definitely email them and send the batch code and say this is what's happening. And as far as you know, it's not anyone else's experience. So can they have a look at it and see whether or not you've got a faulty batch? They're quite good with that. They might ask you to send it back and then send you another one so that they can examine it, because something happened to one of my concealers once, and it was a faulty, it was the eye brightening one, and it just, when you clicked it, it suddenly, nothing came out, and then it all just spurted out, and it wasted so much. And they just said, send it back and we'll send you a new one. And we want to see it because we want to know what the fault was. So I would definitely contact them, because that doesn't sound right. Now, I'm just thinking, shall I put Elizabeth Violet or Blue Marlene Midnight? I think I will do Marlene Midnight. Now, the reason I'm picking those two, thank you. So this is the Uptown Girl palette. So it's grey, but it's not like rock chick grey. It's sort of a more muted grey. And it's really, really lovely. And the reason that I've chosen blue or purple is because it will provide a real stark contrast to my eye colour, which will make your eyes stand out. Purple works with any eye colour because purple contrasts with any eye colour. It looks particularly good purple with green eyes. But really, purple works with any. If you've got brown eyes and you use Marlene Midnight or a navy eyeliner, I'm going to put this in my upper waterline. I don't want to put it above because I don't want to look too made up, but I want to accentuate my eyes a bit. And I'm going to take it a little bit down below. So I might put some in the corner, but not all the way along. Yes, it has got a slight mauve tint, you're right. Can you see? It's not really, when you look at it in the pan, it looks grey, but in a certain light, it does have a slight mauve tint. You're absolutely right there. It's not sold as such, Gemma, but you're right, it does. Okay, I had a phone call and missed most of this video. Oh, sorry about that, Terry. Yeah, you can replay it afterwards. So I'm just putting this in the upper waterline. And then underneath. And just in the corner here. Just to provide a contrast with my eye colour and make them stand out a bit more. And then to really make them pop, I'm going to take the Eye Cheat, which is the skin coloured pencil. And then that will make them pop. Really pop, pop. Okay, and then I'm going to use some mascara. Actually, I need to put a little dab of highlighter in my usual places. So this is the highlighter from the Uptown Girl palette. And a bit up here. And some mascara. Mascara, where are you, mascara? Mascara, mascara, mascara. This'll do. I say this'll do. Oh, it's actually not too bad. I thought it was a bit old, this one. Oh, Terry, yes, big prayers for your mother. She's having the mass removed. Well, I continue to think of her, Terry. And big prayers from all of us. Morning, Robin. Or afternoon or evening or whatever time it is for all of you. Random question, hope you don't mind. Do you know how I changed my username on here? I'd have to fiddle around to explain it. You have to go, there's a settings somewhere on your channel. You go to settings and then you can change it. If you Google it, there should be like there's normally a YouTube video that will show you how to do it, like screen by screen. But I have done it before. There you go, you're getting the advice from the Ali Pallies, great. Now, I haven't done my eyebrows. What's this one? This is the clear one, I think, isn't it? Sculpting gel, that'll do. This is a clear brow gel. I'm just going to use that one. Yeah, you have to go into your Google account and then it'll say your settings. But normally if I get stuck on something like that, If you just Google, how do I change my YouTube thing on an iOS device or on my laptop on Microsoft, you'll find a video on YouTube taking you through it step by step. Right, so that's my eyes done. I'm going to get some, I need to contour, don't I? I need to kind of, and highlight. So, oh dear, that one hasn't travelled well. Look at that. I must have left now that's because I left this open. So I'm not going to start swiping that on my face or I'm going to end up looking, look at that. I must have, if you leave this open, that's what happens. It sort of leak everywhere. So that's why you have to twist it shut. I'm just going to take a bit of that on my brush. Now this one I'm using is the Fair to Medium contour wand. I can use either the Fair to Medium or the Medium to Dark, depending on, in fact most people can, to be honest. It depends just how defined you want your contour to look. And then I'm just going to take a little bit to sculpt my nose. Right, that's my contour. And then it's got to be the Beauty Light wand, I think. Tapped in with the fingers. Give me a nice glow. I couldn't sleep this morning. I was watching Charlotte making up the 2 pixie woos. Quite a long video, but it was great. It was just what I needed this morning, just to watch that. And then I need to use some lipstick. I need to get some nice glossy lips, don't I? Because that's what we're going to. Am I using a new light? Yes, I am. It's massive. It's a massive ring light. And I ordered it and I had no idea it was that big, but it literally is about that big. And it's on the table right in front of me. Now, it's just huge. Can you tell that I'm using the new ring light then? Yeah, it's a lot bigger than the one before wasn't. I used a ring light at first. Both mirrors have to have magnification to see any unwanted things. Do I have a normal mirror or a magnified one? Well, at the moment, I'm not using a mirror at all. I'm using my phone because that's what I'm videoing it on. But I've just, at the moment, I've got a really cheap mirror, and I'm waiting again to get a nice one for my dressing table. I have been looking at the Simple Human ones, but then I'd quite like to get a dressing table mirror. Oh, you can tell my highlighter's popping. Good. Good. That sounds good. Now, thank you. Lipstick, 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 and blush. Lipstick, lipstick. Where are my lipsticks? Lipsticks, where are you? Here they are. Let me get my lipsticks. But these aren't my glossy ones, are they? Let's see what we have. I don't know what colour to go for. I've got some other lipsticks somewhere behind me that are glossier, but I'm going to have to go with a normal lipstick because I just can't go looking for it right now. Yeah, I've heard they're very good, and I've seen one as well. Shoshana kindly sent me a video of hers and to give me a bit of a demonstration. Can't decide. I know I'm gonna go for sort of I'm just looking at the different shades. Might go for Love Liberty. Love Liberty. Yes. Let's go for Love Liberty. And I'll get myself a lip liner. And I'll use Crazy in Love because that kind of, whoops. That kind of goes with it. Don't know why my phone just went dark. Why did it go dark? Is this not? Okay. Right. Crazy in Love lip liner. Oh, you're sweet. Thank you for that. But Joanne, try it with, because what I just did, don't forget, is she said, I've got the Rock Chicken Uptown girl. They don't look as good on me as they do on you. Try putting a colour chameleon underneath. If you haven't got a colour chameleon, any eyeshadow pencil. I've got one of these. These are really good by Rimmel. If you can't run to a colour chameleon right now, these are really good. They're by Rimmel. The Kate one. This is rose gold. I love this one because I wish Charlotte would bring out a rose gold one. And these are about $5.99 on Amazon. Obviously not that colour. Not with this. You want a cool colour. But if you put an eye pencil on and use that as a primer, then it's going to bring out the vibrancy of the colour a bit more. Colour Chameleon, I use Dark Pearl, which goes really well with this. I think actually Dark Pearl is probably the best. Or if you've got that one that was called Mesmerising Mink, that would go. It's one I didn't bother getting because I didn't like it. But yeah, put Colour Chameleon on it will just help the colours to look a bit more vibrant. And now I'm putting on Love Liberty. Now, I probably, if I wanted to kind of, if this was, I'm going to a coffee bar and I want to kind of make my ex think, what am I missing? I'd probably put some lip gloss on and I'd tone this down a little bit. But I can't get to my lip glosses right now. They're all behind me stacked in boxes and I don't want to get up again and move around. And I just want to quickly put some blush on. Do I have any blush near me? I probably don't. So do you know what I'm going to do? Because pigment is pigment. Love Liberty, the guaranteed way to make your lipstick and your cheek colour match is to use your lipstick on your cheeks, and then it will always go and tie the look together. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I will zoom in a bit. There we go. Do you think he's going to think, damn, why did I let her go? All right, that was just the story, by the way. Just in case anyone's tuning in and they didn't see the beginning, I haven't split up from my partner. The story was that we were doing a makeup look round a story, and I'm going to a coffee bar and the ex is in the bar, and I wanted to kind of look as though, I want him to look at me as though to say, I'm sorry, but I wish I hadn't left you. But yeah. So I'm just going to say goodbye to you all. It seems like all eye colours look good on you. Oh, you're so sweet. I can assure you not everything does. I've never put on, I tell you what, I've never put on champagne diamonds, which looks absolutely gross on me. So there you go. Love the final look. I've enjoyed this. Yes, it definitely is. Haha. All right, well, have a lovely day. I'm off to pick Jack up in a minute. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care. Bye-bye now.